Hey, what's up? I'm here with Jon Davis of Korn. Jon, how you doing?
I'm really good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Right off the bat, the new record. How long does it take you guys to get comfortable with a new record? Because it's a cycle, right? So, is there a moment where you're sort of like, I guess when you're playing it live and you're doing shows, that it really sort of you're like, okay, yeah, we're into this.
I think it's like about a month or two into it once we start touring. It's still pretty new, but it's amazingly fun to play live because it's new. Yeah. For everything to click in and go, I'd say about a month. Just playing it, and then it's like feels amazing, where you don't have to think to play it anymore. There's that little time period when you learn because you're still thinking of them, remembering the parts, and when it gets to the point where you don't have to think and it just comes out, that's the best.
Do you ever mess up lyrics? Does that ever happen?
All the time, so I got teleprompters.
Yeah. Do you actually?
Yeah. I've been almost 18 years now. I'm gonna forget shit. I'm getting old. Drugs are bad. That's just a side effect of all the drug use back in the day. But
well, where's Korn at now? I mean, like you said, it's been a long time. Where are you guys these days? I mean, you guys have gone through some changes, and you went back, in the studio and did it the old school way.
Yeah. And I think I'm the happiest I've been in this band ever. I think we play the best and the most intense we've ever been. I think the Korn of now kicks Korn of 95 and on up. It's ass. It really does. I think it's just because we're older, we played longer, and it's just more intense. It really is. When we were kids, there's a lot of other kinds of factors coming in. It was the whole rock and roll lifestyle, the partying chicks, all that shit. Weighs heavy on you when you're trying to play. Yeah. You're not as good and as on point as you could be at those days because you're too busy trying to live that lifestyle.
Bruce Dickinson, for example, he always talks about how Maiden wouldn't get too fucked up because they were just playing such technical stuff, Did it ever get to the point where you were like, okay, we just can't actually play this stuff, you know what I mean?
I think with us, some of the members played fucked up, but I never played fucked up. I always waited till after the show. I played fucked up twice. Once was at a keg party before we got signed, and the second time was out with Danzig and Marilyn Manson, and me and Manson played quarters with moonshine. Before I went on, I was really hammered. I had to snort an 8-ball of coke up my nose just to get on stage and finish it, and I swore I wouldn't do it ever again. So from then on, I only drank after the show, but I couldn't wait to get the show done so I could start getting hammered or doing drugs or whatever. So, but I mean, a couple of members did, but they didn't really last long because you can't play. Yeah. And it just sucks for the fans to come to see it. They don't see a bunch of drunk idiots. I remember when I was like 16 or 17, it was in Bakersfield. I went to go see Motley Crue play at Bakersfield at Civic Auditorium, and they were all hammered and they played like shit, and I left so mad because it wasn't a good show. They're slamming this, and like, what kind of fucking shit? I paid money for them, and at that time I fucking saved my money up. I can't wait to go, and it was horrible. So I always took that into consideration with like fans, and I want to give them a good show. And then we can be stupid after. And then that lasted for a little while, and then in '98 is when I cleaned up and haven't touched shit since.
Now, considering all that, the band's gone through, and, the older albums and the newer records, you're still, you still seem like you're pissed off. Are you still pissed off about stuff? When you get older and stuff, do things change or,
Do you still get pissed off? Yeah, most people do. Yeah. I mean, I'm not singing about high school no more, obviously, but things do make me mad, and that's what I choose Korn is to get that bullshit of everyday life out. The lyrics I write reflect the shit that I'm going on, representative of that time. So, life, pisses you off at times. There's lots of, I'm really happy most of the time. I got a wonderful family, 3 beautiful boys, beautiful wife. I got a great life, and I have a lot of stuff I'm happy about. When it comes to Korn shit, I only concentrate on those things that piss me off, and that's what spawns and inspires my music.
Listening to the new record, this is just maybe me reading into lyrics and stuff, but yeah, does a lot of it have to do with the music industry at all, or experiences there?
Music industry, I think me being in the position that I'm in the music industry, me not being what you'd call a normal person because I'm in a band, I had a lot of grief in my life. Just like me never really knowing if someone's really my friend because they like me as a person or just because I'm in Korn. Yeah. Or, stupid shit that like not everybody can relate to, but I think they can on some point. Like, the people are always out and they have agendas, and it really fucks with me because I'm a people pleaser. I'll bend over backwards to make someone happy at the expense of myself. So I went through a lot of that soul searching and went through that like therapy with Ross when we did the record, and figured out what makes me so fucking angry. And I wrote about it, and it was hell, and I hated it, and I fucking hated making this record. It was not fun to make. But at the end of it, when I listened to it back, I mean, it's an amazing piece of art, I think, but I fucking hate it.
Now, you guys were in like a small little room, right?
Cat box.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little cat box covered in fur. That's what we call it, the cat box. It looked like someplace a cat would hang out. And we did this music, and I mean, it was really incredible for Fieldy and Munky to make the record because Ross wasn't harping on him. But for me and Ray, he really tore into Ray's ass to the point Ray wanted to fight him.
Wow.
And tore into my ass. It just totally mentally tore me down and abused me, really. But it was necessary to get the performances that he wanted out.
Is that how it worked back then?
Yeah, but not to this extent, not this intense. I think he had something to prove, and he really wanted to make a real, what he thought was a real Korn record, and we did that. But that was, this record we made for the fans, and I think, we're working on our next record, and it's more experimental. That's why we like changing up. I mean, that shit and that sound was great for 1995 through 2000, but it's 2011. I want to do different shit. I don't want to play the same shit over and stay sounding the same. So there's a lot of bullshit with our fans. A lot of fans don't like that. A lot of fans love that about us. So I really enjoy the passion those fans have because they really either love it beyond love or hate it and curse our fucking name.
You're always gonna have both sides.
Always both sides. So.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to people on YouTube being like, that interviewer's a douche.
Yeah, the people are gonna talk shit. That's just what they do. But we got to make ourselves happy, so we're off experimenting again and doing stuff. We're gonna have fun this time making a record instead of tearing our asses up.
Well, I mean, you specifically are experimenting. I mean, you posted some music on SoundCloud that was insane. I mean, it was
that was my solo stuff. Yeah,
that was. I don't know, man. It was really cool. It was kind of a tribal vibe. I sort of got
like weird, dark tribal world music. I have so many different influences because I love Peter Gabriel and Deck and Dance and all these bands. So it's all these different influences that I get, and I did this solo stuff. I did that shit 2 years ago, and I'm still.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
People really liked it.
I know. I want to put it out, but it's just record label bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see if they're ever going to do anything with it. If not, let me go. Let me put it out on my own. I just want to get it out there because I did a really cool tour where I did some Korn songs and I played the Queen of the Damned soundtrack stuff. I did. That was really fun to do. And this is kind of that same vein. But I've also moved on from that. Now I'm doing a lot of electronic music, so I got that project going because I've been DJing a lot, and now I'm totally into that scene.
Now you're touring, but we're in a studio right now. Yeah,
I always bring this with me everywhere. Over the years, it's grown smaller and smaller. Before I had this thing, another kind of like studio was about this big. Yeah. It's a big piece of equipment. Now it's just that laptop and these speakers.
That's all you need, man.
Now that's all I need.
Yeah.
But before I had a whole slide out, this whole thing was just equipment, Pro Tools rig. I always constantly write. I write every night. So I work on all kinds of stuff. So I'm working on Korn stuff, like Korn rock stuff. And there's a new direction we're going, mixing metal and dubstep and other elements. They're really crazy, heavy shit. It's really fucking ridiculous.
I hope you back this stuff up.
Oh, yeah. You're going to trip out. I'll play you something after the interview. Let you check it out.
Safe. I have to ask, I really wanted to sort of ask about that first tour for you guys with Megadeth. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
what was that like for you guys? Because that would have been huge, I imagine, at the same time. I didn't see that tour, but that would have probably been huge. But at the same time, it would have been
upset about that tour, honestly.
Because it was hard, right?
Well, it was hard touring with Megadeth because at that time Dave was really Mustaine was really mean and just had attitude, and it was just scary being out there. And then I was drinking at the time, and I got him drinking again, which I shouldn't have done. Yeah. But that was Dave Mustaine, and I was this young little kid, and I'm all, that's Dave Mustaine, he wants a drink, I'm getting him a drink. And I mean, I respected him and everything, but it was just, I kind of got my feelings hurt because he was mean at times, and I don't have any ill will towards the guy now, but because I know how it is now. You're older, you get wiser, but at the time it was really scary. And plus, it was Megadeth, and we were pissed off at getting all these metal tours. In the beginning, it was like went from Danzig, which was cool because it was kind of different. But then we went on Ozzy and Megadeth, and at the time no one knew where to put us. Yeah. And so we were doing tours with KMFDM to Megadeth, fucking Pennywise, and they didn't know what to do with us. And we would, at that time, we were a metal band. We weren't a metal band. It was like, and we still to this day aren't really have fit into any kind of scene. No one scene calls us our own. Like, I mean, you got bands like Slipknot or things like that they're part of a scene. That's a metal scene, and they got their diehard fan. But we've never fit in anywhere. It's been really, we've been like this black sheep for so long. Like, people, some metal fans like us, some metal fans hate us because we're not technical, meshuggah metal, you want to call it. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of fucked. We've been floating around in this.
But that's Korn.
So it was cool. But when I've heard we were going to go on that tour, I was pissed off. I'm like, man, why do we keep going out with this like old school metal bands? I want to do something different. Put us out with anything different. We did one cool tour I really liked was Sick of It All and Orange 9mm. It was two like New York style hardcore bands. And I thought that was cool because they were hardcore bands. It wasn't fucking metal. And we started getting lumped into those kind of tours. And
you guys brought Helmet on tour as well, right?
Yeah, we did.
That's cool, man.
Fuck, I was amazed that they went on before us. I was like, thought it was a travesty. I mean, we should be opening up for fucking Helmet. The promoters are like, oh, you got a headline, and like, I was like, this ain't right, man. This is fucking Helmet. If it wasn't for Helmet or Sepultura or the Chili Peppers or Faith No More, and those bands, this band would not be existing. But we did that. We also did some cool tour. We went out with the Far Side, Hip Hop Act, the Far Side, Fat Lip, and fucking all those guys. And that was an amazing tour. So we switched shit up. It was different, and it worked. They were scared like it wasn't gonna work, but Far Side Korn fans liked the Far Side because it was those guys that smoke a big ass bag of weed and eat a whole bag of mushrooms and be peaking right when they went on stage. I don't know how the hell they played. When they come off, they'd be screaming like, oh, just in the moment. It was amazing just watching them.
Are you still a fan of hip hop? You know what I mean? Because Korn always had that sort of,
I guess,
swagger. I guess. You know what I mean?
I just don't like how hip hop turned. I liked it back in the day. You know, it's just fucking horrible.
Older stuff, 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Or the 80s.
In the early 80s, like NWA and Eric B. Rakim, the old school hip hop.
DMC.
DMC. Didn't like stuff like Far Side, The Roots, shit like that. I'm really into. But hip hop kind of became whack to me. Kind of stupid.
What do you think of metal these days?
There's so many subgenres, I can't keep up with it. Yeah. This is crazy.
I guess it is pretty insane. Punk, everything's mangled. And you know what's weird? There's such a weird line now, the punk metal line. Like, you don't even know where that.
I don't even know what it. I don't if I'm listening to a punk band or a metal band or anything heavy. I mean, there's so many bands that come out, but nothing that really blows me away. I mean, one band I really liked was Wes Borland's band, Black Like Burns. He did that album.
We were just talking about Big Dumb Face.
Yeah, it was amazing. I like Big Dumb Face. Black Like Burns is so far beyond that. And like just a band like I love is Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum. Yeah. Really amazing. Like, I don't know what to call them. They're like a bungle but on steroids and crazy shit.
What else are you listening to? Actually, this was one of my questions.
I'm listening to lots of electro, lots of dubstep, pendulum, and just that kind of stuff. And that seems to me like has taken the place of metal and taken the place of rock and hip hop because it's so young and it's fresh and it's exciting. And I mean, it's not a huge scene, but I don't even care. It's just fucking. Now that I've started to produce this shit myself, I see how much work that goes into producing a fucking electronic song. Yeah. My hat's off to them. I think it's amazing.
Especially you start layering stuff, it gets insane. Like, Pro Tools is bananas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I have to ask you, as a fan, about yours, the South Park episode. Yeah. Pirate Ghost Pirate.
Pirate Ghost. I love doing that. We had to actually do that twice because the first time we did the take, someone forgot to hit record at the studio. Oh, so we did it 2 times.
What was it like doing that? I mean, because that was kind of like, Korn has fun,
We were having fun. They're all act like gay Scooby-Doo surfer type. That was kind of like the big, but not super gay. Just a little bit gay.
Did you meet Trey and
Yeah. Well, when we did it, we were on the road. We were on tour, so we did it at ICDN, and we were in a studio like in Chicago or something. And they were at their studio in LA. Scripts? And we had scripts, and we'd say the lines, and they'd coach us. That's too over the top, or that's just right. and then they didn't record it. Someone fucked up, and then we did it again, and it came out perfect. And then after that, we got to go into the studios, and I got to meet Matt Trey. And
That's so cool.
they're fucking geniuses, bro.
Yeah.
They're just genius.
They're quick. They're so topical.
Dude, it's just comedy and the shit they get away on the show. It's just, they're definitely fucking amazing artists. My hat's off to them.
Yeah, Muhammad episode.
And yeah, that shit, all that crazy shit, and the fact that they bash on every fucking musician on that show, any kind of musician in music, everybody. And then we got our own show, and they didn't talk shit at all about us. That was just like, oh, I love them. Thank you. It was fucking cool.
That's wicked. I also want to ask you, give me a fun Korn Deftones story, because as you know, back in high school, that's what I was listening to, and you guys were, you know.
One time I had to cancel a show because this dude Sean Olsen, which wrote a song about Korn and Sean Olsen. Well, Sean Olsen.
Is that a B-side?
Yeah. Text for the Deftones. He went to text with the Deftones. Well, me and Chino were all fucked up talking shit to him, and he grabbed me and Chino, and he called it was the singer toss. He grabbed me and Chino back to back and bashed us together. He's this big buff dude. And actually ended up bruising one of my kidneys, and I had to cancel a couple shows. And it was fucked up. And that's a good Deftones story. There were so many. It was good times for those guys.
Do you like, you know? Did you ever think it was that you guys were gonna get this big? You know.
No, I had no clue. Yeah. Knew something was going on. It was really cool in him, and I loved it, but I didn't know it'd take off the way it did. No one knew.
What was it like when it was just that small little scene? You know, was it?
It was a fight. It was young and fresh, and nobody was doing it, and it was fun. It was good to be part of that and help innovate something.
Cool. Yeah. I guess my last question would be, what do you like to listen to when you gotta fall asleep?
What do I listen to when I fall asleep? I usually listen to video game music. I leave my Xbox on and stuff like do.
What do you play?
Right now I'm playing Lego Star Wars 3 just came out, and I play Call of Duty, Black Ops, and
Halo.
I got into Halo, but I'm starting to get into the Xbox download arcade games. So I'm playing like Poker and Torchlight and Between Good and Evil, all these like arcade games that you just download right off from Xbox. They're fun. I'm not trying to. I mean, I used to get into really hard games and doing, trying to level up and doing all that shit. But now, I just like turning a game on, and having fun, and not having to stress trying to level it. Just have fun. Yeah. So I play with my boys all the time. So I'm playing all little kid games, and I like Dead Space too. That was an amazing game. It's really gory and fucked up.
Actually, that reminds me. I didn't ask you this, but I wanted to. When you're on the road all the time, and you mentioned your kids and your family. The other day, Josh Homme said something in an interview, and I'd never really thought about it before, but when you're spending all your time with people you don't know and devoting all your time and energy towards people you don't know, does it wear on you eventually where you're like, I should be with these people here, but I'm always out to all these people?
Yeah, man, but it is, but I was put on this earth to do what I'm doing, and I've helped a shitload of kids, so it kind of...
Do you get emails and stuff?
Yeah, just crazy shit. So I feel like it's kind of my duty to be out there helping kids with music and making people have a good time. And I do have my time with my family, and when I'm there with my family, my boys, I'm there 100%, not doing anything else. So it's a fine balance, because if I didn't have music, I would have fucking killed myself a long time ago. So I need my family, I need music, and those fans need me. The Korn fans that are into it like that need me and the band to be out doing what we're doing. It gives them hope, and it brings them happiness. So for me, it's not about money and things like that. It's just about saving kids' lives and making them happy. And that's why I do it. Yeah, I don't need to do this shit anymore, but I love it, and I love creating, and I love doing what I do.
Awesome, man. Keep doing it, dude. Yeah. Pleasure to meet you.
Very nice. Thanks, you too, brother.
Thank you, dude.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.